They'll say that be a man, but I don't want to be. You be. I'm Rekha Ji, but I'm also so much राखियाँ. मेरे पापा ने ना मुझे कभी ये नहीं कहा कि तुम मेरे ट्रांसजेंडर बच्चे हो. He said you are my child. आपने जब बोला ना सोसाइटी हमें कंडीशन करती है, बट हम ही सोसाइटी है. All the stones that people threw at me, I have collected them and built my empire.
बचपन में हम सुनते हैं लोग क्या कहेंगे. जब बड़े होते हैं तब समझ आता है कि शायद ये लोग हम ही हैं. अगर बदलाव लाना है हमें ही लाना है. एक ऐसा इंसान है जो मुझे बहुत पसंद है, जो मैं बहुत इंस्पायर्ड हूँ जिनसे, जो ना कि बदलाव ला रहे हैं बट खुद बदलाव हैं. वो हैं आज हमारे साथ हमारे गेस्ट रानी कोहिनूर. रानी, आई एम जस्ट so pleased and I'm thrilled and it's such a privilege to have you on this couch because मैंने आपके इतने इंटरव्यूज देखे, मैं आपको कब से फॉलो कर रहा हूँ एज यू नो, एंड आई हैव बीन सच अ बिग फैन ऑफ योर वॉइस. एक मैंने जो बात सीखी आपसे कि हिंदी में ना आप प्रोनाउंस जो दे देम के प्रोनाउंस हैं वो हम और एक्चुअली काफ़ी आसानी से यूज़ करते हैं. बिकॉज जैसे आप इज्जत देते हो लोगों को, आप ऑलवेज हमेशा आप और हम खुद को भी देते हैं, बात दूसरों को भी देते हो. तो आई थिंक इट्स सो नाइस दैट वी कैन बी सो मच मोर कंफर्टेबल इन हिंदी.
Thank you for having me and I'm going to try and match the calmness जो आपकी आवाज में जितनी सुकून है, जो पूरी मतलब जो हमारे अवाम को मेरी आवाज पसंद है गाने वाली. My voice is very hectic when my speaking voice, but your voice and your whole aura is so calming. मुझे जैसे मतलब I might fall asleep. You can keep talking. You're so calm and it's so pleasing.
No, thank you for saying such a lovely thing at the beginning. And मैं ना इस conversation में kindness की काफ़ी बातें करना चाहता हूँ. But पहले ना हमारा एक section है, it's called unboxing boyhood. And I know कि आप अभी तो you identify as a trans person, but एक ज़माने में जब आप बड़े हो रहे थे तो you were a boy also.
ये मेरे ज़माने का ही लग रहा है.
हम सबके ज़माने का है.
What have you put in this?
But I'm sure you might find some memories. I would love for you to talk about them.
I can't believe you have a bare chest photo of Milind Soman. This is just too funny. Rekha Ji! First I will.
Chalo.
Look at her. Now icon. Explain how this is not iconic in more ways than 100.
तो आपको ये फिल्म और रेखा जी बहुत इन्होंने इंस्पायर किया आपको बड़े होते हुए?
आई थिंक उन्होंने इतनी जो स्टीरियोटाइप्स थी औरतों के रिप्रेजेंटेशन में, आई थिंक शी चेंज्ड द परसेप्शन ऑफ द एसेंस ऑफ अ वुमन. एंड आई थिंक दैट शी हैज जस्ट बीन सो ट्रू टू हरसेल्फ एंड अनअपोलोजेटिक, unabashed, and she is definitely one of my biggest inspirations. So this I am taking home.
Please, by all means.
Oh my God,
मिलिंद सोमन को देख के आप बहुत खुश हो गए.
मिलिंद सोमन मेरे फैमिली फ्रेंड है, तो ये थोड़ा ऐसा अनकंफर्टेबल था. बट मुझे पता नहीं था ना when I was 4-5 years old that he is. But I was like, wow, ये तो बड़ा हसीन आदमी, मतलब इसको छू तो ये मैला हो जाएगा टाइप्स. देखो. Very rare to find.
But do you think, मैंने कहीं पढ़ा भी, कहीं आई थिंक सुना भी, आपने कहा कि जब आपने अलीशा जनाई का वीडियो देखा था मेड इन इंडिया, मिलिंद सोमन को पहली बार देखा था, तब शायद आपको शायद थोड़ा सा लगा था कि you were maybe more concentrating on मिलिंद सोमन versus the others. Was that one of the first moments?
हमारे पेरेंट्स, हमारे माँ बाप हमें ये हमारे इधर हमको सिखाया नहीं गया था कि ये गलत है ये सही है. So you know it was just like we were watching Rekha Ji, we were listening to Lata Ji, Asha Ji, but also listening to Whitney Houston and Madonna. And I think that the environment and the Bee Gees, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, as well as Kishore Kumar. So I think that the repertoire automatically was set. The benchmark was set in my house that you're not going to be judged for whatever you are. आप जो चाहे वो आप हो सकते हो. The only thing you need to do is you should not harm anybody else in the process. there was no barriers कि ये नहीं तुम लड़के हो तुम लड़की हो वो भी actually I think we had not attached gender to anything in my house. I think that was fantastic.
I want to talk a little bit more about that, but पहले और कुछ अगर आपको यहाँ दिखे इस बक्से में
मैंने इतनी सारी memories आ गई ना. This is the video games. My God, my brother used to like, you know, ये मेरे हाथ में थमाता था. And I used to think कि I was playing on the video game, but this was never connected to the.
What?
कैसा हरामी भाई है ना मेरा. तो ये मेरे हाथ में ऐसा ही था जैसा भी है. PlayStation को connect नहीं था वो.
तो आप मतलब वो चला देता था वीडियो.
I used to think on the computer, fighting him. And I'm going like this. Yes. And I was 3-4 years old. What an ass my brother was.
Is your older brother?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
और ये दिमाग उसका इन सब में ही चलता था ना.
हाँ.
So mean he was. See, speaking of him, he must have been saying something to me like you're adopted or something. He just looks very sweet, I think. When you see, this was my birthday and he's dressed up better than me. Who does that? No, I love him. I love.
What's his name?
Karan.
तो आपका करण के साथ रिलेशनशिप बड़े होते हुए अंडरस्टैंडिंग रिलेशनशिप मस्ती तो चलती रहती है भाइयों के बीच में एंड यू नो एंड सिबलिंग्स के बीच में भी. बट आपका रिलेशनशिप जब आई थिंक आपको धीरे धीरे समझ आने लग गया कि शायद मैं आई हैव फीलिंग्स फॉर यू नो मेन यू नो वर्सेस जो लड़कों को बोला जाता है कि आपको लड़कियां पसंद हैं. तो जब ये फेज में आप चल रहे थे करण के साथ आपकी बातें होती थी? Did you have any?
You know, I think first to begin with, this whole conversation about gender and orientation, it takes a very skewed turn, and it's a very sharp turn. Like you have to talk about the fact that you're attracted to men or women or both or neither. My thing is, it's so much more than that. It's like a cis het person. अगर आप आदमी हो या औरत हो और वैसे ही जीते हो और अगर आप आदमी हो और आपको औरत से प्यार है वो आपके बारे में एक चीज है. But will it be the first thing that I talk to you about? That are you attracted to women or men? This is the first thing that I speak. So similarly in my house, in my home, that was not the first conversation we had ever.
That's beautiful.
Ever. It's just that I realized that I'm not what the stereotype of a boy or a man. First of all, I think that you have to have a very low self-esteem to put somebody else down, to think of yourself as a bigger man or kyunki you know they'll say that be a man, but I don't want to be. You be na. You're not happy. और मेरे ट्रांसनेस से अगर किसी की मर्दानगी डगमगाती है तो आप कितने मर्द हो? मैं तो नहीं हूं. तो उसके बाद क्या? उसके बाद आगे क्या? So what? अभी तुमने क्या मेरे को बता दिया जो मेरे को पता नहीं है? क्या तुमने कौन से झंडे गाड़ दिए? What's the whole big deal about the whole gender and orientation debate? Like you mind your gender, congratulations for what's between your legs. But what's between your mind is clearly shown with the ignorance that you like to portray and put on the table, and that's what you show to the world.
Correct. मैं आपसे करण के बारे में इसलिए पूछ रहा था because जो मैंने आपके इंटरव्यूज भी देखे हैं, आपकी फैमिली आपने खुद कहा है कि काफी काइंड थी, काफी एम्पैथेटिक थी. तो एक बड़ा भाई होना जो आपका शायद मजाक ना उड़ाए या जो आपको तंग ना करे, मतलब तंग वैसे करे कि वीडियो गेम खराब है बट वैसे ना करे कि तुम कैसे बात कर रहे हो या फिर कुछ भी कोई भी ऐसी चीज आपको ना कहे जिससे आपको बुरा लगे. सो आई जस्ट वांट टू नो कि इज दैट आल्सो द रिलेशनशिप जो आपके करण के साथ था?
आई थिंक द फर्स्ट टाइम आई केम आउट जब आई थिंक आई वाज अबाउट 18 years old. तभी जब वो कॉन्वर्सेशन हुई उसके साथ, he was a little like, no, my God, what are you talking and this and that. I said, I'm not asking you some permission. I'm telling you, this is it, and so he's like, oh, this, that. Then after 15 minutes he came और मेरे को बहुत ऐसे hug करके बोला, you know, I will kill anybody who this thing. And I said, but where is this coming from? You know, but why do you think everyone is out there to harm everyone else? People are just generally nice. I think human beings are just generally nice people. You know, it's just an innate quality that human beings have emotions.
Yeah.
And I think that, तो फिर मैंने जब उसको बोला ये, then he understood, and then I was like, calmed him down. I said, you know, then you don't have a choice really. I'm just telling you. And I did not know my parents will take it so well. मेरे पापा ने ना मुझे कभी ये नहीं कहा कि तुम मेरे ट्रांसजेंडर बच्चे हो या तुम मेरे you're my son or daughter. He said, you are my child. Finished. After that, जमाने को जो बोलना है वो बोल सकते हैं. मेरे पिताजी ने कभी भी मुझे ये महसूस होने नहीं दिया कि आई एम लेस दैन, मैं किसी से कम हूं क्योंकि मेरा लिंग या मेरी लैंगिकता के लिए मुझे वो बाधा नहीं थी मेरे लिए, तो वो उनके प्यार में भी बाधा नहीं थी. He said, my child or my children didn't choose to be born to me. You know?
Correct.
We chose to have them. So if as parents, अगर हम माँ बाप सिर्फ उस वजह से कहलाते क्योंकि हमारे बच्चे हैं, अगर मैंने अपने बच्चे को फेंक दिया या मैंने उनको बोल दिया कि आप घर से बाहर निकाल दिया, at that very moment I stopped becoming a father. I'm only a man. I'm just a person. I'm not a father anymore. And I will be a very bad father. It will be a very disgrace to the very term of a father if I disown my child. That's such a beautiful thing for a father to say. And I think that my parents, क्योंकि मेरे मम्मी डैडी इतने इवॉल्व थे उस जमाने में कि आज मैं एक बेहतर माँ बन सकती हूँ मेरी बेटियों के लिए, मेरे बच्चों के लिए. Without getting emotional. Because it's very important. See, I have this, मुझे education, मुझे शिक्षित किया गया ना, मुझे फेंका नहीं बाहर घर से at that age. But बहुत सारी लड़कियां हैं, बहुत सारी ट्रांसजेंडर्स हैं जिन्हें वो प्यार नहीं मिलता and opportunities नहीं मिलती. तो what do you suggest that child will do? Like the family just throws them on the street. Where are they going to? Where is that child going to go? A 12-year-old or a 13-year-old who has been, जिसके सिर के ऊपर छत थी 2 घंटे पहले, अब उसको कुछ नहीं है, and that child is on the street. आप कैसे माँ बाप हो? वो तो है जो है, वो तो उसको कुदरत ने बनाया. आप क्या कर रहे हो आप? You know? So you don't have any right to call yourself a mother or a father.
आपने सोचा भी होगा आपके पापा इतने प्रोग्रेसिव कैसे थे, मतलब कैसे उनको समझ आ गया ये जो लोगों को सालों जिंदगियां लग जाती नहीं समझ पाते. बाकी पेरेंट्स क्या, यंग लोग भी जो है ना, कितने चाहे आजकल के यंग लोग भी हों, कितने लोगों को एक इंटरनलाइज्ड होमोफोबिया रहता है. कहाँ से आपके पापा को इतना प्रोग्रेसिवनेस आया, क्या लगता है आपको?
I've never shared this ever and I don't know how he'll take it, but I just want to celebrate my father today. My father didn't have a good father. Like, he didn't have a father that stayed. So my father, said, and he shared this, he could be that or he could stay and be a better father. So he chose what he didn't get. That's because when you have your parents to support you and you have your parents' love, you have your family support, you can do anything that you want because those are very formative years. आपको एक इंसान बनाती हैं, दुनिया में आप जा सकते हैं वो एक्सपीरियंसेस लेके या सीख लेके. अगर आपको इतने ब्यूटीफुली सिखाया है, then nobody can destroy, break you. They've tried. People have tried to break me, but my father has made me too strong. Through circumstances, and to show me that this is me. Like I'm your father. What do you expect me to do? So he doesn't even think it's a conquest. He doesn't even think उन्होंने कुछ ज़्यादा किया है.
Natural है.
He's like every parent should be this. मैंने कुछ खास नहीं किया है.
You were in an all boys school, right?
I was in an all boys school. The fun part of it was my batch was the last all boys batch.
Okay. Wow.
And one batch junior to me, they started getting girls also. So after we passed out, it became a co-ed school. And I keep saying this, but in my head, तो असलियत में तो मेरे बैच से ही वो स्टार्ट हो गया था, क्योंकि मैं तो I was a flaming कोथी. I was a flaming बाप रे. I was flaming, but I was also my sports. I saw sports captain. I was the sports captain because I'm a national level swimmer. And that was a very big slap to the boys, who would try to make fun of me. I was like, तू pool में आके दिखा ना ये टशन, pool में आ. But also the thing is that I protected myself because I was a tough kid. I was a fit kid. I was like, I had the muscle, and then I was tall. So people would try to rag me or bully me, and वो एक खींच के देती थी मैं. एक ही बार देती थी, बट खींच के देती थी. और ये मेरे भाई ने सिखाया था मुझे. जो मेरी इनकेपेबिलिटीज थी ना, my brother used to, because he used to practice on me ना. ये WWF देख के, वो जो don't try this at home, वो देखता ही नहीं था that part. तो मैंने सब खाया, चोक स्लैम, स्टनर, DDT, पावर स्लैम, पावर बॉम्ब, ये सब खाए मैंने. तो मैं भी तो सीखी ना. अब double it and give it to the next person who bullies you. Yeah, absolutely. I did not wait for any authority to come and intervene.
Yeah.
You know what the best part is? Today also, 3 of my awards that I've got from the international platforms, including my Forbes list, the plaque is in my principal's office in school.
Oh wow. That's really sweet.
Those are the beautiful memories I have from my school. Because I was allowed, I was the best cultural student. I topped in fine art in my board exams. I took fine art. We were only 2 kids who had taken fine art. Because why? Boys don't paint.
Yeah.
So what was MF Hussain? A bird? What's wrong with it? What are these stereotypes, man? Crazy. And that is a multi-billionaire. तू क्या मेरा मजाक उड़ाएगा? मेरे नाखून का बिल तेरे 1 साल की कमाई से ज्यादा है. तुम अपना देखो, तुम अपने आंगन में देखो, आग लगी है.
One of the things that has always inspired me ever since I know you and have been following you, कि आप कितना करती हो, आप कितनी जगहों पर जाकर, एक तो ऑफ कोर्स एन एक्सप्लोरेशन ऑफ योर आर्ट है, जो मैं आप देखता हूँ, अपनी क्रिएटिविटी को, आर्ट को एक्सप्लोर कर रही हो. आप रियलिटी शोज में आपने पार्टिसिपेट किया है, आपने इंटरनेशनल कंपटीशन में पार्टिसिपेट किया है, आप गाना गाती हो, आप अभी एक्टिंग कर रही हो, आप होस्ट किया आपने, और हर फोरम में जहाँ आपको मौका मिलता है. द फैक्ट दैट ये कॉन्वर्सेशन आपने कितने लोगों के साथ कितने अलग अलग तरीकों में भी की है, बट फिर भी आपको जब भी मौका मिलता है आप कहती हो मैं करूँगी और करूँगी. एंड आई ऑलवेज जस्ट how it must not be easy, yaar, putting yourself out there so often and so much.
नहीं, मैं नहीं छोड़ सकती. मेरे को 2 दिन आराम के मिलते हैं ना, मेरे को कुछ हो जाता है. I want to be everywhere. I want to do everything that I can possibly do. And sometimes even my team will be like, yaar, are you okay? Are you tired? I'm like, I am tired. But we have to get ready and we have to be on set. We have to. मुझे जाना है. मैं जब भी शूटिंग वूटिंग करते हैं हम लोग, I am very excited. I am very happy and I'm very satisfied with what I'm doing. And is this a male energy in that? No, it's a divine energy. It is a divine combination. जब भी मेरे को, and that, to all those people who say, are you a male? Are you female? You choose one gender, or what are you? And I'm just like, it's an energy which I can't explain. And I'm both and more. I'm both male, female, both and more. मैं भी जिम जाती हूँ, मैं भी वेट लिफ्ट करती हूँ, मैं मैराथन्स भागती हूँ, बट ऑल्सो मैं हाई हील्स में स्प्लिट्स भी करती हूँ, गाना भी गाती हूँ. एंड व्हेन आई सिंग, रात बाकी बात बाकी होना है जो हो जाने दो, सोचो ना, देखो तो देखो, हाँ मेरी जान मुझे प्यार से तो दोनों हूँ ना.
Goosebumps.
रात बाकी. So my thing is that अभी ये भगवान ने दिया है तो रियाज करो, उसको बदलो, लोगों का नजरिया अपने कला के द्वारा बदलो.
आपने नोटिस किया, आपने कितने आप एटलीस्ट आई थिंक 15-17 साल शायद हो गए आपको काम करते हुए. यू स्टार्टेड एट
दिस इज
17 years. आपने नोटिस किया है एक परसेप्शन शिफ्ट, यू नो, इन द वे दैट यू आर ट्रीटेड नाउ?
आई सी दैट. मुझे दिखता है ये, और मुझे बहुत गर्व महसूस होता है जब मेरी बहनें इस साल ना 3 ट्रांस गर्ल्स को लॉन्च कर रहे हैं. एक तो वेब सीरीज में कर रहे हैं,
Wow.
एक मैं भी वेब सीरीज कर रही हूँ और फिल्म भी कर रही हूँ. ये सारी और तीनों हम इसी साल लॉन्च हो रही हैं. सो द थिंग इज आई डोंट नो अब इस साल क्या और लोगों का इतना शिफ्ट हो गया, वो ज्यादा ही शिफ्ट हो गया. अच्छा है क्योंकि क्या है कि अभी हर सीरीज में आपको ये दिखेंगे ना, मर्द है औरत है, तो आप ट्रांस को भी लो ना. they don't have to be the pivotal character.
Yeah.
किसी की बहन ट्रांसजेंडर हो सकती है,
बिल्कुल.
किसी का टीचर ट्रांसमैन हो सकता है, किसी का दोस्त ट्रांस हो सकता है या गे हो सकता है. LGBT में से कुछ भी, उसको नॉर्मलाइज करो ना, सेंसेशनलाइज नहीं चाहिए हमको. हम भी तो आर्टिस्ट ही हैं. हमको ऐसे तुम दिखा रहे हो जैसे कि वी आर सम, जू में जाके हम लोग एग्जॉटिक एनिमल्स नहीं देखते, वो जो पैरेट्स होती हैं ऐसे फुल टाइम. अगर मेरे को तो रियलिटी शो में तो कास्टिंग लोगों ने बोला था आप क्या पहनेंगे, ऐसे सॉरी 1 सेकंड, शायद मैं रेस्ट नहीं की हूँ. आपने क्या पूछा, आप पहनेंगे क्या, मतलब थोड़े फेदर्स. मैंने कहा ये ऑन इन अ शो वेयर you wake up, what are you thinking that I will wake up with feathers and a full face of makeup? Are you crazy? I said,
ignorance.
आपको किसने बैठाया यहाँ पर? I did the show and I said, आप जो पहनते हैं वही हम पहनते हैं, कपड़े ही पहनेंगे, औजार नहीं पहनेंगे अपने बदन पे, ये झाड़ नहीं, ये पत्ते नहीं पहनेंगे.
आज तो मैं जब देखता हूँ आपका इंस्टाग्राम, कितना प्यार मिल रहा है आपको इस बात से कि जो ना यू आर आउट देयर. But when you were 18, 19, 20 and you were taking this journey, when you were constantly putting yourself out there, how did you navigate this? कैसे आपने manage किया?
It was tough. It was very difficult, बहुत मुश्किल. वो एक दौर था ना जब हम भी अपने आप को देख के खुश नहीं थे आईने में. जो आज हम बोलते हैं ना, तुम मुझे मत देखो, तुम अपने आप को देखो. Why? Because it comes from personal experience. क्योंकि जब हम अपने आप को देखते थे, we would not see the person we want to see. I would not look at the mirror and be like, wow, you're beautiful. I would not look at the mirror and say you're important. You should give yourself credit for being alive after all this has happened to you. After repeatedly being said no to. Or repeatedly being said no to, not because of you're not a capable artist or your art is wrong, because the perception of you breathing is wrong. Jim, imagine how tough that is on a kid. But I had 2 choices. I either end myself, listen to this, or change the way conversations happen. All the stones that people threw at me, I have collected them and built my empire with those stones. And now you can't break me. Just because so many stones. So many stones. And it's okay. Sometimes I look back, I get emotional. And I'm like, but if it was not like this, I would not be this person. And the best part is, when people say you should be a boy. I was. And I did very well as a boy also. Succumbing to this pressure of saying that, okay, you have to choose one gender. When I knew all throughout I was trans, I still did that. Today I'm trans. I'm a mix of both very beautifully. I could tomorrow be a trans woman. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's a journey, and it's not your journey, it's mine. You mind yours.
That's so true. Rani, आपने कहा कि initially you yourself were not comfortable looking at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
If I may know, if you're okay with talking about it, how did you come out to yourself first? किस तरीके से आपने अपने आप को
Because I was dying. I was literally dying. I had locked myself in a room. I would have died because I was just harming myself. And it was continuous and consecutive. I was not even opening the door for my parents.
This was depression.
Yeah. And it doesn't tell you and come, na. It's like I was just, and at a time where then, before that I had bounced back, and it was just after this and Big Boss. So for a very long time, I was like, I was being the best I could do. Okay. And then one day I went through the comments and I was not equipped because I let that affect me. Today, I leave the comments open on some posts, some I close. But I have also realized that people will have an opinion. But wo opinion, it's their opinion. It's not the fact of your life. Your fact, your reality, they can't change that. वो उनकी opinion है. But after a point, you need to tell yourself that's not you, what they're saying.
Correct.
वो जो आपके बारे में बोल रहे हैं वो आप नहीं हो. That we need to keep reminding of ourselves. I have lost so many friends to drugs, to suicide, to honor killings at such young ages. Some of them have been raped, and just nobody has done anything about it because they don't want to treat trans people suddenly, and then they don't want to like even touch them and make sure that they're alive or they have a pulse on them. So my thing is that we should feel thankful that we're here, and this is the reason why I have to continue my activism. I can't just take a break. It's not a luxury that I can enjoy. I can't take a break.
बहुत मुश्किल ये बात ना एक तो होती नहीं मुझे, जो ना, आई मीन आई एम अ मेंटल हेल्थ एडवोकेट माई सेल्फ. बहुत मुश्किल से लोग एडमिट कर पाते हैं कि ना कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वेंट थ्रू अ फेज लाइक दिस, एंड ये नॉलेज ही नहीं है कि जो ना व्हेन यू आर इन अ फेज लाइक दिस, व्हाट गेट यू आउट, हाउ डू यू फाइंड अ वे थ्रू अ डिप्रेशन टू start loving yourself again?
For me, it was one of my friends, Daendra.
Suarez.
Oh God. I don't want to cry, man. It's not like I'm against crying. I think it's a very natural emotion. It's just, again, it'll take about half an hour to touch this out. She just came and kicked the door open and she said, what the fuck are you doing with your life? And I was just like, what? And I'd like put on weight, I was smoking, I was drinking, I was ruining my life, and I didn't even know it. Because you don't know, there's nobody telling you that. And then you lock yourself because you have all this anxiety, you have all of these emotions, and you're fighting yourself. You're not fighting anyone else. You're fighting yourself. And all the inner saboteurs that are clearly sabotaging you.
Yeah.
But you don't know because there's nobody pointing that out to you. And she just came and she just told me, I'm not going to have this. She has literally picked me like she's strong. She's stronger than any guy I know. She has picked me up like how we pick up a mosquito off of a coffee and we still drink it. She's picked me up like that and put me in the toilet, in the bathroom, and she's put on the shower and she said, and I will see you out. Which my parents were shocked because for like 3 weeks I didn't get out of my room. I used to go to the loo also when I wanted to use the loo because there was a common passage in my house. I used to wait for them to sleep and then, go. I didn't want to be seen. And imagine this is after me being a certified psychologist myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it doesn't mean that just because you're a psychologist, you're a god.
Yeah.
Doctors जो होते हैं उनको भी तो heart attacks होती हैं.
बिल्कुल.
But I needed her at that time. I needed someone. I needed something. And she was there and she just came and it just changed my life. It just didn't change my life. I lived to tell you this, right? So I think that not everybody might have a Daendra. But we need to make sure that, you know, they have themselves. And then they never lose sight of that.
कहीं ना कहीं हमको लगता है to be an ally या to be supportive बहुत कुछ करना पड़ता है, और मुझे लगता है कि यार कभी-कभी जो ना थोड़ा भी कर दो ना, वो बहुत डिफरेंस.
Yeah. Like there was this one teacher who was just she was very drowned in stereotypes. She was like poor thing. But my thing is that there was this other teacher who just shut her up, and she was like, "Ma'am, what do you mean? वो अपने मुंह पे हाथ रख के हंस रहा है means what?" And वो हंस रहा है यार. अब वो बच्चा कैसे हंस रहा है, क्यों हंस रहा है, उसमें भी आपको क्यों प्रॉब्लम है? And then she just told me, "You can leave and you can laugh how you want to laugh." क्या है? हंसी को भी जेंडर दे दिया. You know, हंसने के तरीके को भी जेंडर दे दी. क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है यार लोगों की? Means just imagine this. Her thing was just let the children be. So she was like my lawyer. Like she was batting for me, like even when I didn't know. Then there was another teacher in college. One of my vice principals in college. The dichotomy और वो सबसे मतलब मजाक की बात ये है कि ये साइकोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट की हेड थी और ये मेरा मजाक उड़ाती थी क्योंकि तभी मैं बार में जाके नाचती थी. That time I was earning through, you know, dancing in the bars, performing at clubs, you know, at 20, 19. I was also doing TV shows, but I had to pay. I was, you know, my family was not doing exceptionally well and I wanted to support.
Yeah.
I was doing 5 jobs. That's none of anyone's business. I'm coming for the lectures. I'm still topping. I'm still doing very well. What is your problem as a teacher? अब उसमें भी problem है. मैं बाहर क्या कर रही है? So she's going in the staff room and saying, पता है ये तो बाहर में जाके नाचती है. So one of my other teachers said, so she's like, मैम वो ठीक है, but उन बार्स में हम भी जाके अटेंड करते हैं ना, मतलब लोग ही तो जाते हैं ना वहां पर अटेंड करने के लिए, तो क्या हो गया, ठीक है, paying the fees because of that. We should be happy that such a student is there with us. So that another thing I learned from my other teacher.
Yeah.
Who said, like, my teachers have been, see, this is the reason
so
why.
Nice, yeah.
That's why now I give all my awards back. Because if I would not have been, nobody would have held my hand then at that point and said something in my support, I would not be here.
Yeah.
So of course we need to celebrate people who do good for us and support us when they, yes, there must be 200 people जो आपको support नहीं करते, but एक ने किया ना, उसके बारे में बात करो.
And how little it takes to be kind.
Yeah, it takes nothing.
बिल्कुल, और हम इतना बाकी जजमेंट्स में फंस जाते हैं, काइंडनेस हम लोग कर नहीं पाते. मेरे ना एक दोस्त है जिसने बहुत एक प्यारी बात मुझे बोली. उसने कहा कि यार मुझे जो है ना, मेरे बहुत लोगों ने मेरा मजाक उड़ाया ये बोलकर कि तुम स्ट्रेट होना चाहिए, सबको स्ट्रेट ही होता है, दैट्स नॉर्मल, दैट्स नेचुरल, स्ट्रेट इज नेचुरल. एंड ही रिस्पॉन्डेड सेइंग कि नेचर में कोई भी ऐसी चीज है जो स्ट्रेट है. स्ट्रेट जो डेफिनेशन है वो एक्चुअली इंसानों ने दी है चीजों को. बाकी अब नेचर में कुछ भी देख लो, पत्तों को देख लो, स्टोन्स को देख लो, यू नो.
मेरे में तो इतना भी पेशेंस नहीं है कि मैं उसको जाके अब किसी को समझाऊं भी. मतलब समटाइम्स आई फील लाइक, यू नो, माय पेशेंस आल्सो रीचिंग.
नो, मैं निक्स, ऑफ कोर्स
आई एम जस्ट लाइक नहीं हूं तो अब कब क्या करें, एक नहीं है. एंड my thing is keep it moving. And what? Do you have any more comebacks? Like, what is it? What next? You know, मेरी रजिया को पूछो, मेरे बाल भी ज्यादा टाइम स्ट्रेट नहीं रहते, तो मैं क्या रहूं.
बिल्कुल.
इसीलिए तो हम अभी देख तुम्हारे लिए हम स्ट्रेट करके आए, इतने इससे ज्यादा नहीं होंगे. बस बालों से ज्यादा इस सोफे पे कुछ स्ट्रेट मैं नहीं दे सकती.
मैं इसीलिए भी पूछ रहा था और ये स्ट्रेटनेस की बात कर रहा था क्योंकि मुझे ना एक्चुअली बचपन में जब मैं समझना शुरू किया अबाउट ऑल जेंडर्स, अबाउट सेक्सुअलिटी, मैं सोच में पड़ गया कि जब मैं छोटा था, जब मैं बचपन में था, मुझे याद है कि लिटरली व्हेन आई थिंक आई मस्ट हैव बीन अराउंड 2 or 3 years ओल्ड, माय मदर और फादर समवन सेइंग कि वो देखो लड़की तुझे लाइक करती है, यू नो, वो तेरे को स्माइल कर रही है. एंड देयर इज अनदर 3-year-old गर्ल, यू नो, कि वो तुझे क्यूट समझती है, वो तुझे लाइक करती है, यू नो. एंड कोई भी लड़की अगर दोस्त बन जाती थी उस टाइम पर भी 4 साल की उम्र के अंदर, तो ये तेरी गर्लफ्रेंड है.
या
बट इज इट पॉसिबल दैट हम बचपन में ना हम कुछ भी हो सकते हैं, मतलब किसी को भी लाइक कर सकते हैं, बट आई एम नाउ ओपनिंग माई सेल्फ अप टू इवन थिंकिंग कि यार हाँ ये लड़का हॉट है, ये मुझे पसंद है, यू नो ये मुझे सेक्सी लगता है, एंड इट्स नॉट एंड सो व्हाट, यू नो व्हाट इज द बिग डील, यू नो. बट
पर अगर अब फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोई यू नो द थिंग इज दैट इट कुड बी सेक्सुअल, इट कुड नॉट बी सेक्सुअल.
Correct.
इट्स ओके ऑल्सो टू नॉर्मलाइज men admiring men.
Yeah.
In a non-sexual way.
Yeah.
Like for example, like when girls do that all the time and it's considered normal. You know, like a girl will be like, I love you look so pretty. I love it. Can I just give you a big hug? You're so hot. That's not sexual. That's considered sisterhood. Or
Yeah.
my God, yes, sis, work,
Yeah.
queen. So why can't the guys do not work? Yes, king. But they can do whatever they want, but also
Yeah.
compliment another man and say, "Ki yaar, you look good. You're looking so good today."
Yeah.
That doesn't make, and even so, the whole thing about perception about, oh my God, that's so gay.
Yeah.
It's just like, honey, no, that's not gay. Being gay is not just like a slang for a lot of people. That's their personality, that's their life, that's who they are. And so this is a reality of their lives. So it's like me saying just, oh my God, that's so straight. What? You know?
Absolutely. मैं
तो
हमेशा से
कंडीशन होता है, बट आपने जब बोला ना सोसाइटी हमें कंडीशन करती है, बट हम ही सोसाइटी है.
Correct.
You and I are society.
Yeah.
So we need to tweak it now.
Yeah.
अभी वो नैरेटिव्स चेंज करने पड़ेंगे.
मैं तो बहुत ओपन हो गया हूँ. आई लव यू बोलना तो सब सारे लड़कों को बोलता हूँ मैं बार बार. जैसे ना कि अब मैं किसी ने अच्छी गुड लुकिंग फोटो डाली ना, मैं ना आई ऑलवेज थिंक ऑफ इट एज अ ड्यूटी. लड़के जो भी अच्छी फोटो डाल रहे हैं मेरे दोस्त होते हैं, मैं फायर के इमोजीज डालूंगा, मैं उफ बोलूंगा, मैं बोलूंगा सेक्सी लड़का लग रहा है.
बिल्कुल
कि इट इज
बिल्कुल बोलना चाहिए.
या बिकॉज आई फील लाइक कि जो ना
व्हाई नॉट.
करेक्ट. एंड यू नो कि ये बड़े होते हैं, अगर हम लोग ना इस तरीके से हम एक दूसरे को चीयर भी करते हैं ना, शायद हमारे अंदर भी जो ना जैसे बॉडी पॉजिटिविटी की बातें होती है, मैं देखता हूँ बहुत कम मेल इन्फ्लुएंसर्स वगैरह बॉडी पॉजिटिविटी की बात कर पाते हैं. मुझे तो खुद यू नो अपने like it's taken me a lot of therapy to not look at myself and judge myself. I genuinely feel so much of my mind opened up after going to therapy. जो मतलब एक internalized patriarchy भी होती है, एक internalized understanding of gender होता है, जो until you are able to have conversations, open conversations, vulnerable conversations, जहाँ आप खुद सोच सको इन चीजों के बारे में, आप वो होती नहीं बात. तो आपने कभी थेरेपी कोशिश की है, ट्राई किया?
ऑफ कोर्स. थेरेपी का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आपको पागल होना चाहिए थेरेपी लेने के लिए. थेरेपी सो दैट आप पागल नहीं हो, क्योंकि बहुत पागल हैं आजू बाजू जो आपको भी पागल बनाना चाहते हैं. तो अगर आप थेरेपी नहीं लेंगे तो आप पागल बनेंगे. ये इससे आप छुटकारा नहीं पा सकते. चूतियों का जेंडर नहीं है. हमारे कम्युनिटी समुदाय में बहुत हैं. ये नहीं होता कि वी आर फार्टिंग रेनबोज ऑल द टाइम. ये जो प्राइड मंथ में बकवास दिखाते हैं कि ये रेनबो लगा देते हैं सब जगह, हमारे में भी वहां चूतिए लोग होते हैं ना. देन देयर इज नो जेंडर फॉर चूतियापा.
I've never heard a better explanation for therapy in my life.
Oh my God, one of my cousins told my other cousin, you need to just go for therapy. You need to take this to the therapist. I'm not mad. She's like, no, but you're on your way. So my thing is that मेरे को तो लगता है सबको थेरेपी देनी चाहिए, सबको लेनी भी चाहिए और सबको देनी भी चाहिए, और जो देते हैं वो भी लेते हैं.
Correct.
That just sounds wrong, but my thing, you know what I'm saying.
एक जो मुझे आपकी मदर ने एक जो बात बोली थी, जो मुझे ना आई थिंक इतनी प्यारी लगी, जब आपने इंटरव्यूज में बताया कि दैट शी इज टोल्ड यू दैट कि तुम में मुझे बेटा और बेटी दोनों मिल गए. एंड आई फील लाइक कि हर इंसान के अंदर ना वो एक मैस्कुलिन और फेमिनिन एनर्जी होती है. और इट्स okay for us to be able to tap into every one of these.
बिल्कुल.
Gender is just, as I said, spectrum होता है, sexuality spectrum होता है, but energy सारी होती है, and we should be comfortable tapping into all of them. And and thank you so much for this wonderful. And again, I know ये ना एक emotional labor है जो आप कर रही हो, सबके लिए, by repeatedly going out there and putting yourself out there. I genuinely want to thank you, रानी. आप जो ये आपको आपने खुद बोला कि इतना आपको प्यार वापस भी मिलता है, but it's what you're doing is I think something that is going to go down in history. You've been incredible. Or history, absolutely. So on that note, we have two very short and quick and fun rounds. This is our wholesome shoutouts round. Okay. तो मैं कुछ platitudes पढ़ूंगा और आपको any man, so to speak, and man, anybody who identifies as a man, if you comes to mind, please उनका नाम लीजिए, उनको shout out दीजिए. Who's the warmest hugger amongst the men you know?
I think I'll have to go with Upen.
Upen Patel?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think he used to give the most heartfelt hugs. It was not just like... It was like you really felt like it's a hug.
Who's a man whose mind fascinates you?
Our former president, APJ Abdul Kalam. What a mind.
Yeah.
Even Nasiruddin Shah.
Who is a man who makes you blush?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say, but it's Aditya Roy Kapoor. But I didn't want to say it. I was forced.
I think he make anyone blush, irrespective of gender, I think.
I don't know what's it about him. He needs to stop it.
Who's a man you find really sensitive?
My father. I don't think anyone can beat my father.
I think we've...
Yeah, I think we can. Well, the world should agree. I don't think you can.
Who's a man you feel safest around?
My dad only. I know for a fact that there's no judgment. There is nothing.
A man you find a great listener?
The director of my first film, and I can't name him, but he's a great listener.
A man you find the sexiest?
I will be honest, I am a whore. And that's fine because you can be a revolutionary, you could be a sati, but you could also be slutty. And I'm both. And I love it. See, the diversity. I am, and also like, I'm Rekha Ji, but I'm also so much Rakhiya. Like and I love it. It's so empowering that girl is who she is unabashedly. And so I think that there's a lot of men.
Okay, who's a man who's a great ally?
A great ally, and we didn't even know about it, is because all the work that he's been doing is Kapil Dev.
Oh, wow. I didn't know.
Even I didn't know. And so much work through his foundation, through the foundation. And I think that is great. That's a very great, that's amazing.
A man who has the best riz game, just charisma.
Ranveer. Yeah. I think he doesn't even need to do anything and it's riz.
Yeah.
I think he's great.
Man with most empathy.
I think Ayushman is a great person who empathizes a lot with, communities that are like, and also because like, I think he's empathetic not just to a community or a person. I just think he has, probably doesn't know it, but gone ahead of what he might have even imagined how empathetic he would be in his teens or 20s, I think.
That's really lovely.
Yeah.
And the man with the most main character energy you have seen?
I have to say Anil Kapoor because Anil Ji is just a vibe. It's like he is at any place he is, it's going to swing in the right direction.
Wow.
It's going to be a mood. He is main character energy.
Most fabulous man?
I think alive would be Elton John.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's fabulous.
Yes.
He is.
Well, that was...
I said, chalo.
Chalo.
It should not look like I'm such a complete whore.
Love it. And now our final section. This is called our compliment jar. We have gotten compliments from folks who identify as men, who have written on your Instagram, on your YouTube, and we'd love for you to read them and react.
Oh my God, this is so sweet. Hey, I saw this random reel and you killed it. I want to follow you. Your personality is amazing and I love your voice, your work and the way you present yourself. I want to meet you sometime. I love it. This is too sweet, yeah.
There's many.
Shit. This is Shukla Ji for you. And I pinned the comment also. I'm also another one. Okay. आपको पहली बार टीवी पर देखा था सारेगामा सिंगिंग रियलिटी शो में. That time I was in school. Oh God, this makes me feel old. Oh my God, it's so sweet. But okay, that time I was in school and struggling with my identity. I was scared and confused, but I had so many emotions at the same time. But आपको देखने के बाद कि इनको इनका पाथ मिल गया है, तो मुझे भी मिल. Oh God, I'll cry. तो मुझे भी मिल जाएगा. I can't read it. Ooh.
आपको देखने के बाद लगा कि इनको अगर पाथ मिल गया है तो मुझे भी मिल जाएगा. आई एम अ प्राउड ट्रांस मैन. एंड आपको टीवी पर देखकर ही मैंने समझना शुरू किया कि हाँ, ये मेरी आइडेंटिटी है. उस डरते हुए बच्चे को आपसे बहुत इंस्पिरेशन मिली है.
Shit. Oh God, there I'm crying.
But now you don't need to touch it. So.
Oh God. Okay.
When you get something like this, what does it mean to you?
This is why I keep going. This is why I keep going. Oh my God. This is just... I'm such a softie. Okay, now this one's like... I'm reading this to myself, but like I have tears in my eyes. I just hate you. इतना talent, अच्छा, इतना talented कोई कैसे हो सकता है? So cute. I don't know. I got so confused. I was like, ये क्या? Oh, but that's so sweet. I have tears in my, and he put eyes and all, and then water separately. I just love this. There is a crying emoji, guys. But you're too cute. It's so sweet. Can I please spend a day with you, even if it is as your spot boy? This is so sweet. This is one of my kids only. This song is so close to my heart for so many reasons, and so are you. The entire community will never be able to repay you for what you do to make it easy for the coming generations to be just accepted the way we are. Thank you for your existence. Lovely, 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 मेरी रानी दीदी. Voice भी उनकी lovely, lovely, lovely. ये voice of the LGBT community. I love it. Yes. Yeah.
I think that's a lovely, lovely note to end on. Thank you so much, Rani. You're an inspiration to everyone over here, to all of us on this set, to me personally, as I've told you many times over. It really means a lot that आपने वापस अपना समय दिया, अपनी warmth दी, अपना प्यार दिया, इतनी empathy से सब समझाया है, and some sassiness से भी, which I think, as I said, every energy is important. Yes. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm so privileged to have you here.
It's my pleasure, completely, and I'm just thankful to you for giving me this opportunity to sit here and share with everyone. So thank you.
Well, the pleasure and privilege, as I said, is all mine. Thank you so much. अगर आपको हमारी conversation पसंद आई, please like, share and subscribe.
And follow We Are Yuvaa on all social media handles. And listen to our chat on all audio streaming platforms.
पूरी conversation is on all audio streaming platforms as well. So yeah, please give it a listen.
And I'd like put on weight, I was smoking, I was drinking, I was ruining my life, and I didn't even know it. Because you don't know, there's nobody telling you that. And then you lock yourself because you have all this anxiety, you have all of these emotions, and you're fighting yourself. You're not fighting anyone else. You're fighting yourself. And all the inner saboteurs that are clearly sabotaging you.
Yeah.
But you don't know because there's nobody pointing that out to you.
हम ना WWE देखते थे, जो लास्ट में लिखते हैं ना डू नॉट ट्राई दिस एट होम, सिर्फ उसकी वजह से लोग ट्राई करते हैं।
इससे बहुत पिटा हूं मैं, बहुत ज्यादा
बस I've never said I love you to my mother। मैं मम्मी को मम्मी I love you। अच्छा और सुना, ठीक है, लड़ाई हुई है तेरी, लड़ाई हुई है।
कॉलेज में इसके सिवाय आई डोंट थिंक मेरा कोई बेस्ट फ्रेंड था।
He would listen to you, make you feel like you're the center of the world।
बस यार बस।
फैमिली प्रॉब्लम्स जो होती है ना, बहुत अंडर टॉक्ड चीजें हैं ऑन द इंटरनेट। When you're not okay, that's also not okay। I mean you deserve better।